So we're in a newer house today, relatively speaking. This is anything 2000 plus is definitely newer than some of the stuff we have around here in Birmingham, which is 100 years old or so. When you have a new home like this, most of the time what they do, especially if you have a garage, is they put their water shutoff right next to the water heater. And I think that's effective, that's important, because one thing that we should always do is notify on the reports where the water shutoff is. You have to identify several things. You have to identify where the water shutoff is. You also have to identify where the gas shutoff is, and also where the main electrical shutoff is. So in this particular case, this is not the main disconnect. It is actually located outside at the meter. But I've got a picture of that in the report, so they'll know exactly where to go. As for the water shutoff, it's located right here. That switch right there, or excuse me, that knob, that handle. So you'll turn that right there, and that will shut water off to the entire house. And one way that you can always tell where that water shutoff is, if you're looking at several of these, is it's always going to be right before, or I say in most cases as it should be, right before the pressure regulator. So that is the pressure regulator right there, that cone object, and right underneath that is the water shutoff. And now as far as the gas shutoff, this is obviously gas, as you can see here, gas pilot, the gas line, 2 PSI gas line, as it says right there. If you'll just step to the side, there's your gas shutoff right there, but that is not the entire gas shutoff to the house. That is just the shutoff for the water heater itself. Each individual gas component will have its own shutoff. So what we're looking for is the main shutoff for all gas. We found that right here. This is your gas meter and your gas shutoff. Let's see if we can get a better reading. All right, bear with me. All right, there is your gas shutoff. So if you turn that dial up right there, if you turn that to where this hole, excuse me, this hole aligns with this hole, gas is off. If you don't pay the gas bill, they'll come out here and they'll line these holes up for you and stick a rod in there with a key, and you can't get your gas back on. But anyway, so these are the three, in this particular case, the three components that you have to identify where the shutoffs are. And it's important to do that for every report, something not only that is a good idea, but it's also required. So make sure if you're looking through your report, you're able to identify those, spot those, see where they're at. And if you do not have them in there, I'd recommend you at least give your inspector a call and see if he can recall where they were. Those need to be found, especially if you're living in a house, because these things may need to be accessed really at any given moment suddenly. And if you don't know where to go to even shut those off, you're in trouble. So just a little tip for you there.